Today's episode of Dungeons & Dragons is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/dumbdragoncast. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Previously on Dungeons & Dragons.
You come upon the city of Luskin. You see a small-sized airship.
I say we just go straight to the host tower of the arcane.
You go up to the door, and it is locked.
I knock on the door.
I unlock the door with my thieves' tools. Nat 20.
Quite easily, pull out your thieves' tools and enter the building, and the door slams shut behind you. An alarm begins blaring through the building. 2 guards and 1 man dressed in food wares.
Who are you and why are you here?
Where's McCauthen? Where's my bag of holding?
And they say that they saved you and that they brought you back here, and we figured that those people were gone by now.
Oh, shut up, Wilfred. Welcome, my friends. I had discussions with the magistrates here, and they are willing to help you out. But your brain friend... there is a spell of sorts that does require some components we don't have regularly here.
Request!
You might have seen the airship. I feel like that's for you.
Let's go see this guy. What name did he give you?
Grancis?
That sounds made up.
Oh, you guys are back! It's been weeks!
And he runs back into the airship, and then you see a ladder just fly over the edge. He says,
Come on up!
And you climb in, and you see him kind of frantically running about the airship, flipping knobs and turning things, and saying, "It's time to go! We gotta get going!"
Whoa!
I've been waiting here for weeks! What do you mean we can't go?
Nope.
Where do you want us to go?
Well, we gotta go down Serpent Hills area. They're Worm Speaker, White Mask.
So, option 2 that you gave us, way back when?
Can we get out of here now?
Let's go.
You see 3 recognizable horses running in the field.
Tiny!
Are we picking up these horses or what?
Fuck yeah!
They shit, I'm not cleaning it up! And then he takes back off, setting south towards the Serpent Hills.
Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons. We are a 5th edition actual play podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Russ Moore, and with me today is Amy Moore, who plays...
Thia Anastasia.
And Carla Johnson, who plays...
Nulara Moonbrook.
And Tom Laird, who plays...
Flint Firebeard.
Hi, guys.
We really nailed that, you guys.
We really did.
We know who we are.
I got nervous halfway through, but I think we did a good job.
Now that I'm not looking at all your faces, it seems a lot easier to do this.
Yeah. Less pressure.
Like when Russ can actually stare at me and shake his head ever so slightly, it's too much.
He's doing it right now.
I know he is, and I don't even see him.
I was just happy to have him stare at someone that wasn't me. But he did, most of the time, stare at me anyway, out of habit.
After you called me out on it, I spread around the love of staring.
Staring love.
1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch.
It was a good time, though. It was a good time.
I had fun.
It was great.
Miss you guys.
Aw.
Hey, we're on Patreon, and you can visit patreon.com/dumbdragoncast, and we will dedicate an episode to you, like our random patron today, who is...
It's Alex!
Yay, Alex!
Thanks for supporting us on Patreon, Alex. You rock.
You're amazing, Alex.
I want to be you when I grow up, Alex.
I can't really do better than that.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly.
I really wanted to make her feel good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because
Thank
that's
you,
what
Alex.
we're all about here at Dungeons & Dragons. Our Patreon should feel really loved.
Absolutely.
I like hugging with words.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's not how we treat each other, but that's how I want our Patreon people to feel.
No, yeah. I don't want to be as awkward with our Patreon supporters as
God.
I am with the rest of you guys.
I don't want to be as awkward with anyone ever as awkward as we are with NPCs in this game. That is a nightmare.
Well, guess what? Here comes some more NPCs, guys. All right. So thank you to Alex, and thank you to all of our patrons. If you want to become a patron of Dungeons & Dragons... all you have to do is visit patreon.com/dumbdragoncast, and for as little as $1 a month, that's less than a cup of coffee a year, I'm sure.
No, that's not true.
2 cups of coffee a year, depending on
Tim
what.
Hortons?
6 cups of coffee a year.
I demand accuracy in my math analogies.
That's fair. For higher tiers, we have lots of other great rewards as well. So if you could check that out, links are in the description. If I didn't say it enough, or I edited it out because there's just too much rambling in between when I actually said it. So, on with the game.
Onward.
Last time, you guys acquired an airship with your new friend, Grancis.
Francis, the man who no one seems to like very much.
But we begged for this character, too. This is all our fault.
I don't remember us not liking him. I just remember the entire town of Luskin not liking him.
Yeah, they were all pretty choked at
I
him.
mean, he spent a fair amount of time there just waiting for you guys, so maybe he was very intense, and they weren't wanting him or his airship there.
Maybe he
never
kept
know.
talking about his sports almanac and buying.
Kept trying to get people to get, like, playing Magic the Gathering with them, and they were like,
Oh, and the townsfolk hated that idea.
listen, we have jobs and stuff.
It's a big financial investment.
I just don't have the time. Who has the time?
I don't understand it when you explain it to me. What's mana?
Is he a deep crimson red yet?
I think he might be weeping.
Thanks, guys.
Aw.
So you set off from Luskin.
Poor Russ.
You know, I have feelings too. You set out from Luskin in your airship, and you went and swung by Little Rock,
Got our ponies.
and you got your ponies. So now you have 3 horses on this airship, which doesn't really have like a space for them underneath, so they're on the deck.
Nice.
Which you've managed to fashion a way to make sure they're secure in those big gusty breezes.
Well, we miss them. We wanted them to be like part of the group.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we definitely didn't want them going back to that asshole in Luskin.
No, that is
Right?
someone we definitely didn't like.
And I mean, that will never come to bite anybody back in the butt ever.
Don't see how it could.
Nope.
Oh.
You guys have been traveling for the better part of 2 days down the Sword Coast, seeing some lovely scenery, some burning cities, seeing some general mayhem occurring in large and small towns. And this, you can assume, is just various groups and perhaps even the Cult of the Dragon asserting their dominance across the land.
And we're just cool flying over top, like laughing at them?
This is what I'm going to ask
Pointing.
you. You pass by a lot of cities that you know. You pass by Neverwinter. It seems more or less intact. All of the major cities seem pretty well to do right now. So Neverwinter seems fine. Waterdeep seems fine. It's some of the smaller cities that seem like they've been recently attacked. A lot of them seem more or less abandoned at this point. I guess I'm going to leave that up to you guys if you, along your ways, have stopped and looked in these towns or if you've just kind of glanced at them.
I don't think we can stop at every burning city. I think the best way to help everyone is probably just get to where we need to go.
Agreed. We already have many things to accomplish on our list.
Yeah.
What, like the second thing on the list?
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know how much we love crossing stuff off lists.
Oh, it's the best.
It is.
You see these cities in shambles, but you see caravans of people heading towards the major centers, heading towards Waterdeep and Neverwinter. And they seem like they are ahead of whatever attacked them or whatever caused the mayhem that was brought upon their cities. And after, like I said, the better part of 2 days, you come up and Grancis yells to you and says, "Oh boy, we're almost here. Almost at the Boareskyr Bridge, right where we need to be. We're right where the guy was. What was the guy's name? Varram the White, right where he was last seen. I'm just going to set her down in an open field here, and you guys can be on your way, and I'll just wait here for you."
Your old man enthusiasm exhausts me.
Yeah, people say that. Yep. And he's busy flipping knobs and switches as he do. And he brings down his airship right in a big field on the west side of the Boareskyr Bridge. And to the east of the Boareskyr Bridge, there is a way station settlement that is little more than a collection of tents and wagons and caravans with some people, humans and halflings mostly, going about and doing business in this little area. You see the Boareskyr Bridge, which is a large, pronounced landmark constructed of black granite, and it bears sculpted images of the deities Cyric and Baal, commemorating a legendary battle that they fought on the bridge during the time of troubles. And if you want to make a history check, I can tell you more about that, but that's, again, up to you.
Oh god, it went so far.
14.
6 for Nulara. So I just stare in the other direction, I guess.
Yeah.
17.
All three of you know that the time of troubles is when the gods were forced to walk Faerun. Flint and Thia, you know of the battle between Baal and Cyric.
Did they not have Uber?
They did not have Uber.
Did they have people yelling, shame, shame at them?
Perhaps, yes.
Oh, all right then.
Baal is the god of murder.
Yeesh.
Cyric is a mortal who gained the divinity from Baal when Baal was slain by Cyric. And Cyric became the god of lies. Now, Baal was slain by, at the time, mortal Cyric using the avatar of Mask, a sword named Godsbane, who then stole Baal's divinity. Along in the story and the lore of that, Baal was not removed from Faerun. Part of his divinity remained in the winding water around the Boareskyr Bridge, where he was slain, and his blood having flowed into the river. More importantly, Baal foresaw his death and impregnated many mortal women, creating his heirs, which later were known as the Baal spawn. Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Ha! Ha! You know that as these children grew up, they found out that they were, in fact, descendants of Baal. They fought for control of their respected realms and cities. One of them stood up to the rest of them. He fought against his call to kill and to fight, and he stopped the rise of Baal again within Faerun. That is what that bridge represents, and this is kind of a trading post built around that, and you pass over the bridge and you enter the settlement, and you see, like I said, humans and halflings doing business, but also a contingent of well-armored paladins who look like they are standing guard and watching over the settlement. And this is the last known location of Varram the White.
What do the paladins' uniforms look like? Perhaps you'd like me to roll to find out.
No, you can just look at them.
Yeah, I'm looking at them, but like not aggressively, not just glancing casually.
Sure. You see that they are very clean and polished, very silver and bright looking steel. And on them, they're very intricately designed, but you see also an insignia, which is the insignia of the Elcher Guard, which the Elcher Guard is the realm within the southern part of the Sword Coast where you are, and is a nation of different cities, some of which you've actually been to, and they encompass a large portion of the area that you're in right now. Some of the cities that are part of that are Elturel, Triel, Scornubel, Burdusk, and Inabor, who are all under this umbrella of protection of these paladins, and it appears that they are within this settlement as well.
Let's make friends.
I don't know, we're so bad at that.
We are really bad at it, but I'm happy to try. Did they see us land in our sick-ass airship, or were we far enough away that they did not notice that?
You were a little far away, but you could see from when you were landing, you could see the settlement as well. So you can assume that they saw you, but perhaps you're not the first airship they've seen. And being that they are a trading, looks like a trading settlement, there are plenty of caravans and stuff, they may have seen many different groups kind of coming to and from in similar vessels, perhaps. So it doesn't look
Okay.
like they're too thrown by seeing your airship land across the bridge there.
They're not like, demons.
No.
Okay. Maybe we should talk to a paladin first. It kind of seems like if they're in charge of the safety of this area, that they would know about Varram.
Yeah.
Like when he was last here.
This seems reasonable.
Thank you.
Standing just beyond the bridge at the unofficial kind of opening to this tent settlement, you see two human paladins standing guard. They're both very tall, or they're both quite tall, standing at just over 6 feet each. One has very pale white skin, the other a lighter brown skin, and the pale fellow is clean shaven. The other one, he bears a goatee.
Now, which one do you think you guys would match with on OkCupid?
Ooh, the first guy, definitely.
Yeah, you like him clean shaven?
Oh, yeah.
Is this in character? It doesn't matter. Tom and Flint both have big beards. That's why so, maybe he's like not into he's the beard
competition.
Exactly. I wear the beard in this relationship.
Yeah.
I would just be jealous of someone else's beard. So.
Beard envy. I understand. I get that all the time. Thia walks up to the clean-shaven, pale-looking fellow, I suppose, and says, "Hello, friend."
And he
I just
he sees you walking up, and kind of they keep an eye on you. They don't move in any aggressive manner towards you, but he says, "Yes, hello."
How long have you been stationed around these parts?
Quite a while. Who are you, and why are you asking such questions?
My name is Thia.
Jeez, we try and make conversation one time.
My name is Thia. These are my traveling companions. These are my buddies. Is there someone here we can talk to that might give us some information of a fellow we're looking for?
Who is it you're looking for? I mean, there's many people that come through here, but I may be able to help you or direct you where you need to be. My name is Nohithic, and I would love to help you.
Are you hitting on me?
No, I'm a man of faith, and I need to
Talk to God right now.
Talk to God right now. Excuse me, God. Whew.
I turn just too little aside to Nulara and Flint and just kind of like, should we ask him? Like, do we just name drop, or like, is that going to look bad on us? No, I'm at a loss. I've done the introduction. I'm stuck.
Who are we name dropping?
Well, we're looking
Varram,
for
right?
Yeah.
Oh, so by name drop you just mean tell them what we're interested in.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just
okay.
going to seem like, if that's going to cause a
These are like my trust issues coming up again because I feel like
yes,
because Russ broke me as a human. Now I no longer I have no faith that any stranger is not wishing me harm.
glad I'm not the only one.
That being said, in character, Nulara is obnoxious. So here it goes. Hey, we're looking for a real powerful wizard.
Okay.
He's a bad dude.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's you. So you guys have you guys are some sort of policing body, or are you?
Well,
Yes. Yeah. Well,
some
yes,
sort of.
kind We do good.
We're basically trying to save the world. So yes.
Interesting. Well, the world needs saving. I totally hear you there. I know what that's all about, saving the world. So I'd love to help you, but you need to. I see lots of wizards coming through here too, so you need to give me like a description of the fellow, perhaps anything he may be wearing, or a race, or.
Okay, maybe you have seen a dwarf in purple robes.
Dwarf in purple robes. Not in some time. And then his counterpart speaks up and he says, I know who might have seen him. If you go in a little bit there, big tent, Bolo's tent. She runs kind of the pub area. She was talking a story about a dwarf in purple robes. It was, again, some time ago that he passed through here, but maybe that's kind of who you're looking for?
Yes, that's very helpful. Thank
And
you.
he says, do you guys have, like, any, like, badges or paperwork or anything that's saying that you're You're looking for things?
I just say no, and I boop him on the nose, and then I walk toward the tent that he directed us to.
That was just Thea. Flint and I pull out our badges. Sorry, Flint, I don't want to talk for you. I don't know what you do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I pull out my badge and say, "Thank you, sir. What is your name?"
My name is Shoop Zhao, and he looks over your badges and says, from Waterdeep there, the Council of Waterdeep. So yeah, Bolo's tent, she could probably help you out. She, like I said, she was telling stories of a dwarf in purple robes, so if anybody to talk to, might want to start with her.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I follow Thea towards Bolo's tent.
Thea rushes ahead about halfway, apparently.
I was making an exit.
Yeah. So you guys catch up with Thea, and you pass by these tents, and it seems there's a rotation of things going through the city. It's a very fluid settlement, you could say. But you get to what seems to be the center of this tent settlement, and there is a larger tent than everything else, and there are people carrying steins of things coming to and from this tent, and you go inside, and it is a reasonably busy tavern. It is a rough and tumble establishment set up in the middle of the settlement in a large pavilion. Yeah, inside, mostly humans. There are a couple dwarves and halflings kind of milling about, eating food and drinking. And behind the makeshift bar is a older-looking halfling female who's barking orders at servers and serving people up beer behind the bar there.
We go on over there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's busy serving somebody else, and then sees you walk up and comes over and says, "New faces in town there. What can I help you out with?"
Are you Bolo?
As a matter of fact, I am. This is my establishment. Thank you for coming in. Can I get you some beers, some food? What are you in the need for?
Absolutely. Drinks, my friends? Yes?
Yeah.
Great. And as you
and some
continue
food
talking,
would be great, too.
Of course. And then she calls over to one of these servers, says, "Arden, make sure you bring out some food here for our friends here." And she says, "Anything else I can help you with? What are you passing through for?" And she's filling up the beers for you.
We all take out our badges and show them to her.
And
You got some badges. Great. You're enforcement staff then, I see.
yes, ma'am.
We were just hoping you could tell us. We're looking for a wizard, and one of the paladins told us you maybe might have met him.
A wizard. You got a description of your fellow there.
Dwarf with a purple robe.
Dwarf with a purple robe. Oh, it was some time ago that I saw him, but yeah, dwarf with a purple robe. I saw him. He was asking about. What was he asking about? He was asking about escorts into the hills. When
So not the other type of escort?
I don't know. No, that's a different tent. He was asking about somebody to take him to the hills, the Serpent Hills there. When this hooded fellow starts asking him his business, asking him what he's doing here, and the dwarf looks him straight in the eye, then pulls out his dagger and stabbed the tall fellow dead. He did it right there.
Whoa.
And then this dead folk, he was one of the scaled folk from the Serpent Hills that come down to spy on us, you know. That dwarf there, he's a hero, make no mistake there. But he and his entourage, shortly thereafter, took off straight away for the hills, quick as cats, you know.
How long ago was this?
Oh, let me see here. That was about, I'd say a little more than a month, maybe 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago.
Gosh, guys, we would have been right on schedule had we had not made all those detours. And you say they headed up to the Serpent Hills.
Yeah, now north and a little east there.
Do you have any escorts that could take us?
Oh, maybe, sure, yeah. If you're heading up that way.
I look back to
Sure.
Nulara and
Most people here, they kind of run caravans. You could probably find somebody quite easily if you're willing to pay them a few gold, if you feel you need it.
What are the roads like? Like, is it, like, do we need escorts, or can we just, like, head to the hills? Have any of the people that went with him returned?
No, we haven't seen them since they left. We'd assume that they would have perhaps passed back through here if they had other business, but maybe they just kept going up the river there, or they found what they were looking for, or they got eaten by something in the hills.
What kind of dangerous creatures are in them there hills?
Well, I mean, you find your usual like herd animals. You find some lizard folk that kind of roam around there, and then there's some hill giants that creep through there. So there are a bunch of different things that live in the hills. It's a wild place. But
are the hills alive with the sound of music?
I haven't heard much music out of there, but if you go up there singing, I bet you will hear it.
She's very kind to humor us in this way, isn't she? She's a good businesswoman.
I pass her some gold to pay for our food and our drink.
Of course, and she says, "Oh, thank you very much," and has brought you your beers by this point.
Why don't we go sit down and discuss amongst ourselves what we'd like to do instead of awkwardly talking about it in front of Bolo?
Sounds wonderful. We nod and take our...
Sounds out of character.
Sounds, let me know if you need anything else, and she goes back to helping other people.
Okay.
There is an open table that you're fine to...
Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we try and join a caravan? I mean, all we know, I think, is Serpent Hills for where he was going. Nothing more specific than that. It would be great if we just went up there and there was like a big sign. Said like Dragon
That would be
Mask
amazing.
here, but
Varram, this way.
yes.
Yeah. I think maybe we should just, Nulara, you're really good at going through like forested areas, right? And terrain.
Mm-hmm. It's
Which
true.
You'd be good in the hills, I would assume.
Yes, is this a forested area, Dungeon Master?
The Serpent Hills are
alive with the sound of
With
They
the
really
sound
are.
of music.
The Serpent Hills are a swath of badlands, mesas, and rocky plateaus sprinkled with trees and tall grasses.
So, yes. Not really.
Sure, yeah, I don't know.
Ish.
Well, I think either way, we will probably just end up getting people killed if we go with a caravan.
True. And if we go with a caravan, that seems much slower than just the three of us scooting along.
Yeah, we could even take our horses and cut down our time.
We could take our horses.
What time of day is it? Can we get going, like, right now?
Yeah, you've landed kind of midday.
Guys, let's pound these beers back, eat our mutton, and leave.
I order some takeout for Grancis.
Oh, you are sweet.
I feel like we've just been eating, like, just the worst food on the ship this whole time, which he probably thinks is fine. But, he probably wants something different.
That's kind of you. Wow.
She gets you your to-go mutton.
Is it just like a shank?
Yeah.
I just have to carry it back, by the bone. Like a
Exactly.
turkey leg at Disneyland or something.
You can put it on your spear, maybe.
That seems unsanitary. I've killed a lot of people with that.
You don't clean that?
Well, occasionally.
Girl. Okay.
We were probably
let's get going.
pretty bored on that airship. Probably all our weapons are tip-top and everything's very clean because,
I would
what else
assume
were we
so.
doing?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go get our horses. Let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
We all jump and high five in the air.
Oh, amazing. I love it when we do that.
You head back out and you head back to the airship.
Saddle up the horses.
Francis is like, you're taking the horses there? You don't want to take the airship? No, you're just going to leave me here waiting? Okay.
Oh,
I'll be
God.
fine.
Francis, do you want to come?
No, I don't have a horse.
Tiny as a giant horse.
Somebody better watch the airship, otherwise some hooligan's going to come up here and press all the knobs and buttons, and that's my job. That's my job to push the buttons. I'll just stay here.
The good news is, you know that we're coming back, so you can, go into the settlement. You can, you don't have to stay at the airship all the time. I think you kind of did in Luskin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, at the end there, but they kind of I think they got tired of me. So it's a new place, new people, new things happening for me.
It won't be 2 weeks, buddy, we promise.
It's the few days of Grancis. That's what we're going to call it. That's what it's a few
God
days of
help
Grancis.
these people.
I think there's going to be a side episode of Grancis just talking to people. It's going to be great.
That sounds amazing.
Okay. Bye-bye, Grancis.
Okay, you guys have fun. Now I'll just stay here.
Try not to fly away. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
You guys mount up and ride towards the Serpent Hills.
Onward, Buttercup.
Hey there, it's me, your Dungeon Master Rustmore. Thank you for joining us for episode 22 of Dumbgeons Dragons, titled Arrival at the Boareskyr Bridge. Let's kick things off for you with a great offer from our friends at Audible. Audible is offering you, the listeners of Dumbgeons & Dragons, a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service, which includes over 180,000 audiobook titles for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Including a recommendation I have for you today, The Eye of Minds by James Dashner, narrated by Eric Davies. James Dashner is the same author of the Maze Runner series of books, and this is one of his more recent works. It's a series set in a hyper-advanced technological society with awesome gaming references and cyber terrorists throughout. Really worth checking out, especially because you could be trying it for free. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/dumbdragoncast. Again, that's audibletrial.com/dumbdragoncast for your free audiobook. Thank you for supporting the sponsors who support us. You can also support us by visiting and joining our Patreon community at patreon.com/dumbdragoncast. And for as little as $1 a month, you can have access to our Patreon bonus content, which includes a Dungeon Side-Scroller episode, which includes the latest Dungeon Side-Scroller episodes, right now DM'd by Tom Laird, aka Flint Firebeard. This first story we're doing is titled The Road to Duntheros, and it's super fun, and you can get a taste of it right now. Back a couple episodes, if you haven't heard it already, is the first episode, and then we are releasing them every month on the 15th. So there is episode 2 up right now, and October 15th, episode 3 will be up for you there. And when you're a patron of Dumbgeons & Dragons, you'll receive a special holiday card from us to you, just to try and show you how much we appreciate you and your support of us. We do also have higher tiers that have more rewards, including episode dedications like the one we did in this episode off the top there. Also contributing to future Q&A episodes and possibly having an NBC named after you at the $10 level. We truly hope to see you over on our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/dumbdragoncast. If you're talking about us outside the internet and you're telling your friends and family about us, which we really appreciate if you do that, it helps get the word out. Word of mouth is the best way to advertise. All the links are found on our website at dumbdragons.com, or you can jump on over to our Twitter and follow us at dumbdragoncast. On Facebook, we're at facebook.com/dumbdragonpodcast, or you can send us an email to dumbdragonpodcast@gmail.com. All the links mentioned today will be in the description so you can find what you're looking for. Our next episode will be out October 11th, but let's jump back into our adventures, travels, and see what comes next on their adventure to stop the dastardly Cult of the Dragon. We'll talk to you soon. You head north and to the east. You're traveling through there, and it's about midday, so you get going. And how long are you guys expecting to travel for here?
Until it's time to eat dinner or we run into an incident.
You guys managed to travel about 6 hours. Somebody roll me a d20.
16.
You travel about 6 hours from when you left there, so it is about time. You know, you're starting to feel hungry, but it's kind of an open area down in some badlands there. And you haven't seen much. You've seen some packs of some goats and antelopes that you've passed by.
Are we keeping our eyes open as we are riding for any clues?
Oh, you tell me.
Well, yes, I have been.
Yeah.
Yes, high alert.
You have seen lots of different trails and paths that have been padded down, but being that Varram and Hubolo said he left with some people, they left about 4 weeks ago. Nothing super fresh or in any direction that makes sense to you right now.
That makes sense. 4 weeks is an awfully long time. There could have been lots of people going to these places.
I'm pretty sure that Nulara is a good enough tracker, though.
Is this, did we just go into a notorious frightening place, or it just has as many frightening creatures as everywhere else in Faerun?
It has just as many frightening
Okay.
creatures.
So there would have been travelers and stuff, other people
Yeah.
coming through this way.
Yep.
Okay, I'll stop whining about being an expert tracker then.
Are you guys stopping for food, or are you carrying on for a little while?
Well, we won't travel into the night. How equatorial are we here? Is it getting dark?
No, you're doing fine still. You probably have another few hours of travel time.
I say we can eat on our horses and continue on.
Agreed.
What if our horses are tired though?
Is your tiny horse tired?
No, he's fine, but I was just curious.
We're gonna say that you can travel for another few hours,
All right.
and then your horses are gonna need a break, and you will probably need a break too. So somebody roll me another d20.
I'll roll it this time. Oh no, it's a Doc, these dice suck. Just kidding.
It's okay. You come.
don't even know what it
Bro,
is.
dog.
It's getting close to dusk, and you come across a ruined settlement, and it appears to be kind of crumbling stones and dry wells that are what remains of many lost settlements of the Serpent Hills from a different time. So you come across that, and it is about dusk, and your horses are slowing down.
Let's set up camp in this sure-to-be haunted, abandoned settlement.
Definitely not haunted place that we're in right now. I kind of like, can I look around and is there anything that I notice about this place? Any specific significance or importance?
Does it look like everyone left in the middle of a meal, or does it just look like it's old?
Are there like feet marks from people being dragged off?
Exactly.
Doesn't appear to be any of that. It just appears to be a settlement that's been long abandoned and neglected. Yeah, it doesn't appear that anybody has camped there recently beyond the usual animals in the area have passed through.
Okay.
Thia, can you detect magic?
I could.
Again, I have no trust in anything that it does, like, that we're not just constantly about to be jumped and murdered.
I do have detect magic.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Think we're fine?
My thing is, I'm wondering if there is, like, if this is a place that maybe was searched by Varram for his mask.
I
'Cause
see.
someone, right? If, like, something is hidden here, or, although if he was such a powerful wizard, he would absolutely have already looked here.
I guess, Russ, can you be more specific about abandoned settlement? Like, is it is it ruins, or is it just, like, real old shacks that are still standing? Like, what are we looking at?
It's ruins, like it's crumbling stone,
Okay.
like was built many centuries ago. Type,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
And
like,
looks
half walls.
Yeah. May have been a city under siege at one point, and yes, half walls, and it is not a ghost town, much like Little
Is it
Rock is
haunted?
now.
Are there any monsters
Can
hiding?
I make a roll for?
Can I just keep asking?
Like, is it haunted?
You can. Do you have a haunt check?
I don't think that exists. Does that exist?
No.
Oh, I'm looking for it too. I'm like, is it on here? Fine. Okay, I say we just let it go.
Yep, agreed.
We're not getting anything from them.
Well,
Okay.
and if there's, like, semi-ruined walls, like, we can kind of, like, if we're going to build a fire or whatever, like, with walls-ish to our back, even if they're just, like, it's some protection more than being in the middle of an open field,
True.
I like that idea.
right?
All right, we build a little fire, have a little food, tell some
Sing a few songs.
camp
Sure.
stories.
How do those songs go?
Yeah, Tom, how does the song go?
Oh, it's that famous dwarven sea chanty that everybody is familiar with, and I don't have to sing.
Oh, it's this one. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days chilling. You know the one. I thought you guys
yes,
were going to join me.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, no,
Yep.
sorry. I thought you were about to change the words to make it, like, dwarfish.
Oh, God. I wish I was that good. I was excited I remembered that the Fresh Prince existed.
That
Yeah,
was
you
good.
got really far, too.
Oh, I could have done way more. We'll
true.
see how many nights we camp.
So you guys sing songs, and it is now sleep time.
I guess we will take rotating watches.
I'm excited to get jumped in my sleep.
Me too. No, because we're going to take rotating watches. I volunteer to take first watch.
I think
Okay,
we should
good.
all just sleep at once. It seemed to work out really well for us before.
Instead of sleeping, I'm just going to go into a trance.
How long does your trance last?
I can meditate for up to 4 hours instead of sleeping if I want to.
Well, you're
Okay.
only going to... You can't sleep. You can't meditate for 4 hours. We're not going to be here
Why?
for 12 hours. Because you have to take your shift, you turd.
I said I could meditate for up to 4 hours.
I see.
I will meditate
Okay,
until it is
so
my
you are
turn.
meditating, and Flint is sleeping, and Nulara, you are watching. Are you keeping the fire low, or are you stoking it up?
Oh no, I'll keep the fire pretty low. Donnie is, of course, with me, as he always is. So he'll be like, flying up, checking things out if, I don't know, we're just hanging out.
Sure. So roll a d20 for me.
The look on your
4.
face.
You're kind of propped up against a wall, and you hear from behind you, just like a little louder than a skittering, but quieter than like footsteps, and you hear that pass behind you.
Do the horses react?
They don't appear to notice what's going on, no.
Okay. I put my hand on my sword, just in case. Like, I'm aware, I hear it. Donnie kind of senses me, like, freeze a little bit, and so he's on high alert.
Yep.
I don't get up or anything, because it's, like, I don't want whatever it is to know that I know it's there, but I'm ready.
Sure. You're doing this, you're readying your sword. Are you, the half wall, you're sitting down and kind of back to it.
How high is it, like, literally half a wall? Like, I'd have to get up to see over it?
Well, it's maybe a foot above where your head rests now.
Well, that makes me uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm going to, like, rise up so that I'm, like, crouching, basically.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna, like, I don't know. What if it's a deer? It's not a deer. Russ is definitely gonna try and kill me.
He's losing his shit right now.
Yeah, so it was right, like, it was behind me on the other side of the wall?
It sounds like whatever it was just on the other side of the wall there.
I'm just ready. I'm ready for action.
You you kind of evaluate your surroundings a little more, and the wall does end down about 15 feet, and where you could look around the corner to see as well if you don't want to look directly up over. You hear the footsteps trudging along, and it sounds like it's a little bit, like they're a little bit out of cadence, and they kind of stop and scuff kind of near the end of this wall.
Oh my god, Carla, just look. I can't take it.
I can't handle the suspense.
Okay. I stand
And then Carla dies, and it's all my
up
fault.
and turn around and look. But it's dark, so I probably can't see anything. But I look, because what else am I going to do? Stand here crouching all night?
You cautiously lift your head up over the wall, and you come face to face with a goat.
Okay, now this is the cat scare, and he's just fucking with me.
You're just staring down a goat who's reached down and picked up some grass from the ground and is just kind of making its way through. And it sees you and kind of takes a step back and just carries on walking down the path.
Okay, night goat. I like it.
And your watch goes by with no incidents.
Perfect. Who's on next watch? Did we decide?
Oh, I can do it.
I wake up Flint. Perfect. See? I was just gonna decide. Flint, you're up. I saw a goat. I'm
Sweet.
sleeping. I'm sleeping now.
oh, all right.
It was very
I saw a
intense.
goat. Don't talk to me. I'm stressed out.
I'm a really good sleeper. I can just fall asleep like that.
So Flint, the fire is basically embers now, so you can do what you will with that. But you have
Can I stoke it back to life a little bit?
Sure, yeah. Just preparing for the night. You guys have stocked some wood and some kindling around, so yeah, you could stock it up a little bit. You are kind of in a cove, just of two walls that are cornered to each other. So where are you seated for your watch?
In the corner where the two walls meet.
Roll a d20 for me.
As a nat 20.
About an hour goes by, Roll a d12 for me.
Ooh, mixing it up. That is a 1.
And you start to get a little sleepy. You get kind of like the head bob going.
I am bad at watching.
And you catch yourself, and you're okay, and you're just kind of rubbing your eyes. Yeah, just make a constitution check.
Okay. That is a 14.
So you kind of catch yourself in one of these head bobs, and you're rubbing your eyes, and you open them up, and there is a spider hanging in front of you. And it, with 14, it gives you a little bit of a shock. Otherwise, your watch goes by uneventful.
Okay, then.
Oh, God. Nice.
Oh, God.
Just, I hope those new dice are lucky, Amy, and you just...
They're not.
You know?
Because they're mine.
You knock Thia from her meditation, or she's awake from her meditation, and Flint drifts off back to sleep. Again, the fire is burning a little lower.
I stoke it just a little bit.
Yep. Make
Keep us warm.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Oh, well, that's a 4.
You hear what sounds like a cry off in the distance, like an cry,
here it is, everybody.
cry of an animal cry, not a human cry.
Can I roll to see if I know that animal cry? I'm all about nature.
Sure.
I rolled 19.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
It sounds like the cry of a vulture.
Okay. I make note of the direction in which I heard the sound and remain nonplussed.
Yep.
Nice vocab.
Thank you.
You maintain watch until the sun begins to come up, and your night goes by uneventful as well. Another successful watch.
I do take some charcoal and draw funny pictures on both of my friends for funsies.
Nice.
I look at Nulara and I say, I must ask you a question. And then giggle a lot as you look at me with a confused look.
Yeah? What's your question? You're just laughing.
And I walk away. Onward! I douse the fire.
You pack up your camp, mount back up, and head out onto the trail. You head north and east, further into the Serpent Hills, where you pass over a smallish river. And on the other side of the river, you come across a set of tracks. They're older, but there aren't as many around. And Nulara, you pick up in these tracks that it looks like there are about 8 to 12 humanoid creatures that appear to be traveling north together and even more east than your current direction.
I tell the members of my party and suggest that we follow them as we have no other leads as to where we're going, so why not?
You begin to follow these tracks, and you travel for most of the rest of the day, nearly 8 to 10 hours without coming across anything larger than roving packs of goats and oxen. But the longer you travel for, the tracks being made by this group become more and more clear, and after nearly a full day of travel, you happen upon a larger, more mountainous wall, and at the foot of a cliff face, there lies another city in ruins. There lies another city of ruins. Same as before, the city looks like it was inhabited long ago, crumbling walls, but of much larger buildings than before. You follow the footsteps, and they track up and down the streets of this town. Along your way, you are watching for signs of movement and life, but nothing catches your eye. As you round a large, mostly intact building, you come to a large, paved plaza. The remains of a fountain are now little more than a stone circle set around a crumbling hole in the ground, leading to a well deep below. 3 bedrolls are laid out near the fountain, and there is a long burned-out campfire in the center of them. 2 stone statues stand in the courtyard, rising 20 feet high. Behind them, a 40-foot-high edifice is carved into the cliffside, dominated by relief columns carved with strange, otherworldly scenes. You see scenes of what looks like planets and planes, and odd objects and depictions of portals and other mystical engravings and carvings that seem some of which unrecognizable to you. the two statues, both of which are statues depicting two separate colossus. The one on the right of the opening is a young human male and is wearing exotic clothes. Its face is smashed beyond recognition, and it holds a balance in its right hand and a cudgel at its side, its left hand raised as if in a warning. The colossus to the left is a bearded human male wearing similarly exotic clothing, the left half of its head cracked off and lying at its feet.
Guys, I'm guessing Ball and that other guy.
Yeah, that'd be, it seems like a theme around here.
It's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, Ball and Cyric.
Hey, you were writing notes, weren't you?
Always.
As soon as he said, what kind of clothes did you say they were wearing?
Exotic.
I
clothing.
Immediately went to coconut bra, grass skirt. And then as you started to kind of elaborate on it, I was like, no, probably not. Okay, it looks like some mystical shit has gone down here, you guys. I don't say that quite so loud because it seems like a whisper place.
Yeah. Is the stone edifice, it is a door, or it is just like a huge wall carving?
It is a hole in, it is a doorway. It is, and then there are carved columns surrounding it.
I see.
Yeah, and then the doorway looks like it goes into this cliffside.
Well, dudes, if I was gonna hide some mystic shit, seems like this might be the place to do it.
Yep.
Should we tie up the horses somewhere safe and out of the way? They've got some grass. We can leave them some water.
Yes, I like this idea.
Okay, good.
Whatever monster is going to come out of this thing, I don't want it to hurt the horses.
Exactly. I whisper to Tiny. I pet his giant head. I'm like, we'll be back for you. Let's go. I want to fight something or discover something.
As you approach the statues, you hear the sudden sound of grinding stone, and the colossal figures turn their massive heads, their shattered features staring down at you, and two voices issue forth in unison, booming out as though erupting from the deep earth.
Halt! You come before Diderius, Etherwalker, and conduit of clairvoyance. Behold ye now his wondrous triumphs. Diderius extends wisdom, and Diderius offers knowledge. Which do you seek?
I do the polite thing, and I bow to one knee. We're in the presence of a god, people.
Yeah, okay, I'm on board with that, sure. So I do the same thing.
Sure, let's make it 3.
You all kneel
wisdom?
and they continue to stare in your general direction without any response.
I would like wisdom.
Diderius shall grant you what you seek, but only if you heed him and continue to show proper respect.
You hear the grinding stone again, and they revert to their original positions.
Do we know who Diderius is? Have we heard of this person?
This is a great question.
You know nothing of Diderius or what he may have done or been doing here.
Okay, neato. Let's go forth and maybe we have more wisdom? I'm sorry if I chose wisdom for everyone.
It's okay.
I thought we all got to choose wisdom or intelligence.
Who could have known which would have been the good one or the bad one?
I thought maybe we all had our own options. Let's go forth into the cavern in the side of this mountain.
Sure.
Let's do it.
You enter this cavern.
Cave of Wonders.
And you enter kind of an antechamber of sorts. And while an illusion still shows a tomb with gilded carvings and silver censers, it appears that these are mere shadows. And it looks like perhaps looters have defaced and ruined the relief-carved walls, and the censers are long gone. Set between the carvings are a dozen alcoves recognizable as funerary niches, though these contain only splinters of bone. At the far end of the chamber, a stone door hangs ajar. Marks on the door and frame indicate that it was recently forced.
I guess, should I run? roll a perception check or an investigation check, like to see if there's anything else in this room to stop us from...
Like a trap or something?
Yeah, like just if, I don't want in like 3 episodes to be like, oh, the mask was sitting in one of those funerary niches, you should have looked. Damn it! I look around. I'll do a roll. You want me to do a roll?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What is the investigation or perception? What's the difference there?
Perception is what you notice just at a glance. So you walk into a room and it's just what you see. Investigation is when you are actively looking for something.
Okay. Well, I'm not really actively looking for something particular, so I guess I will roll a perception check. That is a 14.
You just see that there have been footsteps that have kind of stirred up some of the dirt and dust, and that the door in front of you has recently looked like it'd been forced open, and perhaps some of the hinges, which are all carved from stone, have shattered a little bit based on something or someone pushing the door open.
In our direction or coming out?
Going into this room,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
That's a good question.
Sure.
Yeah, that is
we
a
already
good
missed the
question.
monster. It already left. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm happy to keep on rolling.
Yeah,
And
let's
by
go.
rolling, I mean walking, not rolling,
Yes,
which is also
indeed.
a thing you can do in this game.
We walk forward through the door.
You pass through, shuffling through the door, which opens into a long, narrow chamber that is about 20 feet across and about 50 feet long. The only light in this room is coming from the door which you just came. In this room, you see the shadows of 6 statues lining the walls all the way down the hall. The statues, though faint due to the small amount of light entering the room, are carved of cowled wizards leaning on staves, their faces obscured by deep hoods. The hollows the hoods form are particularly dark. There are niches between the statues that are currently empty, and bones of more than a dozen humanoids litter the ground. At the end of the hall, you see another closed door.
Oh, would it be investigation if I'm looking specifically for a trap?
Yeah, if you're looking for something in particular, yeah, it would be investigation.
Well, shit. That's a 9.
What kind of trap are you looking for? Like a mechanical trap or like a pressure plate or
Yeah,
something?
kind of like that. Well, it's littered with bodies in this chamber.
Mhm.
That's a long, narrow-ish hallway.
It's not bodies, bones.
Okay.
I'm just
still, it would
painting
have
the
been
picture.
bodies at
Yeah.
one point. And there's a door at the end. This just smells trap. It just
Sure.
smells of trap.
You guys have stopped, I assume, in the front
Mm-hmm.
of this room. Okay. You notice no noticeable pressure plates looking around. You don't see any signs of any like dart
Do I see any
or
rocks
fire.
around me?
Um,
Stones, big bones.
yeah, I mean,
a skull,
yeah,
perhaps.
yeah.
I pick one up and I throw it into the middle of the hallway. Now I'm just desecrating.
well, you picked up a
remains.
shattered skull and throw it and it bounces and rolls into the center of this room, and nothing appears to move or react in any way to that movement.
Okay,
You don't see
I'm
it.
satisfied. Shall we move forward cautiously?
I like it.
Okay. We move forward cautiously.
Sure. You slowly walk forward into this room. What order are you going in here?
I'll go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say a human meat shield.
Well, dwarvish, but yeah.
Oh no, I bet you're shielding humans. Oh, I'm not human.
So, Flint, as you pass the halfway point of this room, the sound of grinding stone announces the statues turning their cowled heads to follow your movements. What do you do?
I just kind of look at them and kind of nod my head at them like, what's up?
You look into them, and you look into the darkness of their hoods. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
That's one of my weak ones, guys. That is a 7.
As if he needs more things in his head.
You are...
Come on, Bort.
Yeah, I made a roll for Bort there. You look into which seems to you now to be the darkest black you have ever seen. And your gaze is held by the dark gaze within the stony cowl. You begin to hear the statue whispering impossible secrets. Things that you can't quite piece together right now. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Again, one of my strong suits. Oh, that was alright. 16.
Thia and Nulara, what are you doing as Flint is staring into these?
I look and kind of... Has he stopped moving?
Stop moving, and he's staring into the cowl of one of these statues.
I look at Nulara and I say, Don't look at the statues.
I think, much like we did at the entrance, it was so smart when Thea did it, because it told us to be respectful, right? Mm-hmm. So I drop to a knee and, lower my gaze.
I follow suit, and I pull...
Okay.
I pull Flint down with us.
Flint doesn't move.
Okay, well...
But Flint, you, after a brief time, you begin to understand the world that you're entering and the world that you're in more accurately. And for the next 24 hours, you gain advantage on intelligence checks. And your gaze snaps clear of this statue, and you shake your head a moment. And you're back, and you see Thia and Nulara kneeling towards these statues.
You okay, buddy?
I don't know.
Neat. Let's go.
Did the statues move their heads back, or are they still...
They're still locked on you.
Okay.
I'm scared to look.
It just, froze our friend, and... I don't know. I think I would just try and, keep walking.
Yeah, let's go. We try to get
Flint,
to the end.
you experience just a bombardment of whispers and multiple voices talking to you. You picked some things up, but nothing that really sticks as to what the meaning might be right now. But you know that whatever you've heard may help you going forward.
Okay, question. So I didn't actually, you didn't... I didn't actually hear, you didn't say something particular and I just missed it. It's just a cacophony of voices that I've somehow kind of filtered through.
It didn't seem like... It started off as gibberish, and it started off as just sound in your head that you couldn't break and you couldn't remove your gaze from. But you began to pick things out, so nothing that really sticks in your mind right now, but you feel that you have gained some sort of knowledge that may help you going forward into these chambers.
Okay. Oh, and so Russ, they don't know what was happening when I was frozen, correct?
No, they didn't hear any of the voices or anything like that.
Okay.
They just saw you freeze in place staring directly at one of the statues.
I kind of shake my head and say, "Did you guys hear that?"
Hear what?
Hear what?
No, obviously no.
I don't really know how to explain it. All right. Yeah, let's just keep going.
He seemingly brushes off whatever happened to him and carries forward at a bit of a speedier pace. And as you guys continue walking through this, the heads of these statues follow you to the end, and you reach the door at the end. It opens and enters into another chamber with a high vaulted dome with a deep inset ledge circling the room, about 10 feet wide and 15 feet up. The floor here is set with a beautiful tile mosaic showing a knight in plate armor wielding a glowing sword against a chimera.
The room is nearly darkness now, but you make out the faint outline of a door on the left wall of the room, and written on that door in bright white chalk is the word safe. And you could have your name mentioned in the show, like we're going to edit in properly in the more of the beginning of this. But why didn't I write notes down?
This is a train wreck, Russ.
We were ready 45 minutes ago. No lie. No lie. We sat here in silence. We didn't talk to each other. Russ was dinking around with D&D stuff. I was doing notes for work.
I was planning the session.
I thought you were, I don't know.
I forgot to plan the intro.
Russ was staring longingly at his new magic cards, wishing he could play that instead.
Yes.
Yeah, but nobody wants to play with me.
I think that's, I think you just nailed it, Tom.
Yeah. Anyways, if you want to play Magic with me, just hit me up on Twitter.
I thought that was going to be...
LonelyRuss.com.
I thought that was going to be our new podcast. It's called Magic the Learning, and you're going to teach me how to play Magic.
I would absolutely do that, but Amy was like, Russ, we're moving away, and then Tom and Carla would have to buy cards, and I was like,
it's like a solid... It's a monetary investment in something you're not sure you even like to play yet.
Well, didn't Russ just get like 4 decks? He could just give us some.
Oh,
What's his face like, Amy? What's his face like?
It's tight. It's toit. And it's a little red.
Everybody has birthdays and Christmases coming up. We can just work that out.
That's really fun.
But yes, I would love to teach you all Magic the Learning.
Magic the Learning.
Yeah.
Russ, you should totally do a podcast just by yourself called Solo Magic.
It would have to have a video component to it too. It would be me sitting at a table with 2 mats, and I would have to old man chess style in that Disney Pixar short where he gets up and walks around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just very slowly.
I like
plays
it.
each hand out.
You could get a little lazier with that. We could get you like a giant lazy Susan setup, and you could just
Oh, what?
And then I could do a 4-person game by myself. That would be exciting.
Yes.
Give me a chance to practice my character voices, that's for sure.
This is going to give me a lot of extra time, you guys, to find a little something on the side.
You are welcome.
Like a man?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is clearly what she meant.
Yeah.
He was like, was I not clear? I'm sorry.
So, going back to Patreon.
My name is Thia. These are my traveling companions. These are my buddies, my right and left hand. It's Flint Firebeard, and now we're on The Price is Right.
Come on down!
Come on, Nulara Moonbrook, come on down. I apologize.
Russ, you're going to need
for
to
this.
pipe in the Price is Right theme.
Or like a, ukulele version of it. I just say no, and I boop him on the nose, and then I walk toward the tent that he directed us to.
What you do?
Oh, we do?
You made me give you fucking badges in episode 2. You just never fucking use them.
I flash in my badge, and it's like in my cleavage. I'm like, ooh.
Because Leosin was going to give you just a writ to say you have investigative powers. But you were like, no, fuck, dude, we want badges. We want to be able to flash those badges all the time.
Oh, and we not once flashed them.
No, but you said no, boop. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. You make a...
I am an expert
fire?
tracker.
Make
Yeah,
a dance?
I know.
Keep in mind.
Yeah, you are an expert tracker. I know.
I know. He's like patting my head. I know about your favorite enemies. You're fine.
What about the secret, like, cutout verse after they went, like, further on in the show, where I think he's on an airplane, but then they no longer showed it after, like, season 1?
Yeah, I don't
think
really
Russ
know
knows
that one.
those words.
But I know all the ones, like, all the, like, 3 or 4 regular ones.
Sure.
Not the airplane one, though. He basically, like, leaves Philadelphia and then is in the cab.
Yeah.
This is all very important.
This is all
So-
Very
Did the cabbie have dice in the mirror?
Yes, as a matter of fact. It had dice in the mirror. Okay. Your guys' RP is great.
Thank you. What you want from me?